Why do you always wear that eye patch? Maybe she's hiding something ugly. Remove it. Just leave me alone.
Every school has that one student everyone talks about. In Green Valley Secondary School, that student was a girl named Amarachi. Amarachi was quiet. She was not the type that liked attention. She preferred to sit at the back of the classroom, listen carefully to the teacher, and go home peacefully after school. But peace was something Amarachi rarely experienced, because every single day when she walked through the school gate, people stared at her. Not because she was strange, not because she behaved badly, but because Amarachi always wore a black eye patch. No matter the weather, no matter the event, no matter what, the eye patch never left her face. Some students whispered when she passed, others laughed, some even pointed fingers. What do you think she's hiding? I heard her face is terribly damaged. No, my cousin said she lost her eye in a fight. Rumors followed Amarachi everywhere she went. But there was one person who made things much worse. His name was Williams. Williams was the most popular boy in the school. His father was one of the richest businessmen in the town. Everyone knew the large white mansion his family lived in. Williams always wore expensive shoes, expensive watches, and even arrived at school in a big black car with a driver. Because of that, many students tried to impress him. But Williams had one terrible habit. He loved humiliating people. And Amarachi was his favorite target. Every morning when Amarachi walked into class, Williams would clap loudly. "Everyone, quiet!" he would shout dramatically. Then he would point at Amarachi. "Look who just arrived, the pirate girl." The classroom would burst into laughter. Amarachi would lower her head and walk quietly to her seat. She never responded. She never argued. She simply opened her books and tried to focus on her studies. But silence did not stop Williams. One afternoon during lunch break, Amarachi sat alone under a small tree in the school compound, eating the food her mother packed for her. Suddenly, a shadow covered her. She looked up. It was Williams. Behind him were three of his friends, already laughing. Williams folded his arms. "So tell us something," he said. "What are you hiding under that eye patch?" Amarachi slowly packed her food back into her bag. "Please, just leave me alone." But Williams wasn't done. He bent down closer to her face. "If you're not ugly, remove it." The other students nearby started watching. Some of them brought out their phones, hoping to record something embarrassing. Amarachi stood up quickly. "I said, leave me alone." Williams laughed loudly. "That means you're hiding something terrible." Then he shouted so everyone could hear, "Hey, everyone!" Students began gathering around. "Today we will finally see what the pirate girl is hiding." The students started chanting, "Remove it! Remove it! Remove it!" Amarachi felt her chest tighten. Her hands began shaking. Tears filled her eyes. She pushed through the crowd and ran. She ran past the school gate. She ran down the dusty road beside the school. She didn't stop running until she reached a large mango tree near the roadside. Out of breath, Amarachi collapsed under the tree. Tears rolled down her face. "Why? Why can't they just leave me alone?" she whispered to herself. She had been bullied for years because of the scar on her face. And every day felt harder than the last. Just when Amarachi was wiping her tears, she heard a slow voice behind her. "My child, pain makes people cry, but it can also make them stronger." Amarachi turned around quickly. An old woman was standing there. She looked very old, but her eyes were bright and calm. Her clothes were simple, and she carried a small woven basket in her hand. Amarachi quickly wiped her tears, embarrassed. "I'm sorry, Grandma. I didn't know anyone was here." The old woman slowly sat beside her. "I have been watching you," the woman said gently. "Those children laugh because they do not understand. Amarachi touched her eye patch quietly. "They think I'm ugly." The old woman shook her head slowly. "No, child. The problem is not your face. The problem is their hearts." Then the old woman opened her basket. Inside were small herbs and bottles. She took out a tiny glass bottle filled with golden ointment. The liquid inside glowed softly in the sunlight. Amarachi looked confused. "What is that?" The old woman placed the bottle in Amarachi's hand. "This ointment is very special." Amarachi looked at the bottle carefully. "How can medicine help me?" The old woman leaned closer and spoke softly. "This ointment will not only heal wounds, it will reveal the truth inside people's hearts." Amarachi frowned slightly. "I don't understand." The old woman smiled mysteriously. "You will. Tonight, before you sleep, rub a little on your scar. But remember something important." Amarachi listened carefully. "Once the truth begins to show, people may stop laughing." Amarachi looked back at the old woman, but something strange happened. The old woman was already standing up. She began walking slowly down the road. "Wait," Amarachi called. "What is your name?" The woman turned and smiled. "You will know me again when the time is right." Then she disappeared around the corner of the road. Amarachi sat there quietly, holding the small bottle. She didn't know if the woman was serious or if she was simply a strange old person. But one thing was certain. That small bottle in her hand was about to change everything. Because the next day at school, someone would look into Amarachi's eye, and what they would see would make them terrified of her forever. To be continued.